At 3 a.m., the silence of the night was broken, not by a cry, not by an alarm, but by a German shepherd dragging a sleeping baby out of the house. The parents woke in shock, their hearts pounding as they rushed to follow. What the dog revealed left them speechless. The baby's soft breathing filled the nursery, her tiny chest rising and falling beneath a warm blanket. Outside, the night air was cool, still, almost too calm at the foot of the hallway. Their German shepherd lay curled like a sentinel. His ears twitched every now and then, catching the faintest creak of the house or whisper of wind beyond the windows. He had always been watchful, a shadow of protection for the family. But tonight something different stirred inside him. At 3 a.m., the shepherd's head snapped up. His amber eyes sharpened, scanning the darkness. A low growl rumbled in his chest, not out of aggression, but unease. Slowly, he rose, his nails clicking softly against the floorboards. He turned toward the baby's room, muscles tense, steps deliberate. The parents slept on, unaware. But the loyal dog had sensed something no human ear or eye could yet detect. As he pressed his nose against the nursery door and slipped inside, the night's unsettling mystery began to unfold. The German shepherd stepped inside, his nose twitching as he circled the room. His tail was rigid, his ears angled forward, every sense alert. The baby stirred, letting out a faint whimper before settling again. The shepherd padded closer, his breath warm as he leaned over the crib. For a moment, it looked like he might simply stand guard. But then, with sudden urgency, he grabbed the edge of the blanket in his teeth and tugged. The baby shifted, eyes fluttering open, confused by the movement. The dog gently but firmly pulled again, this time sliding the infant toward the edge of the crib. The baby let out a soft cry, tiny fists waving. Unaware of the true reason, the scene looked terrifying, like betrayal from the very protector sworn to keep her safe. In the master bedroom, the mother stirred. She thought she heard a muffled sound, but exhaustion kept her still. Only moments remained before she and her husband would awaken to the unthinkable. That a sharp cry pierced the night, jolting the mother upright in bed. Her heart slammed against her ribs as she shook her husband awake. "Did you hear that?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Another cry followed, faint but urgent, carrying down the hallway. They bolted from their room, bare feet thudding against the cold floor. Their German shepherd had the baby in his jaws, clutching gently by her blanket, and was dragging her out of the crib. The mother screamed, her hands flying to her mouth. The father's pulse pounded in his ears. Instinct took over, and he charged forward, but the shepherd was already moving, slipping past him with surprising speed. "Stop! Drop her!" the father shouted, his voice hoarse with terror. The baby whimpered softly, her tiny arms flailing as the dog carried her down the hallway. The parents' panic grew into desperation. Their loyal companion, the dog they trusted most, was stealing their child into the darkness of night. Nothing made sense, and fear gripped them like a vice as they gave chase. The front door swung wide as the German shepherd pushed through, the cool night air rushing in. The baby whimpered, clutched carefully in the blanket that dangled from his jaws. His powerful legs carried him across the lawn with urgent determination, every stride swift and purposeful. Behind him, the parents stumbled barefoot onto the grass, voices raw with panic. "Bring her back!" the mother screamed, tears blurring her vision. The father sprinted harder, every muscle burning, but the dog stayed ahead, his focus unbroken. The neighborhood lay silent, drenched in shadows. Porch lights flickered on as distant neighbors peeked through blinds, drawn by the commotion. To them, it looked like madness. Parents chasing their own dog who carried their child into the night. The mother's sobs echoed through the yard, her arms reaching out desperately. The father's mind raced with fear. Had their beloved companion turned on them? Or was there a reason for this terrifying act? The shepherd finally stopped near the edge of the property, chest heaving, eyes locked not on the baby, but on the house behind them. His growl shattered the silence. The parents skidded to a stop, breaths ragged, eyes darting between their baby and the dog that refused to let her go. The German shepherd stood rigid, his body angled toward the house. His lips curled as he growled, the sound low, vibrating through the night. First, the father saw nothing. just the familiar outline of their home against the moonlight. But then he caught it, a faint shimmer curling from a downstairs window. Smoke. Thin, pale, and growing thicker with every passing second. The mother's gasp broke the silence. "Oh my God! The house!" she cried, clutching her chest. The shepherd barked sharply, as though confirming the threat, his eyes flashing with urgency. The father's stomach dropped. The furnace, the old wiring. They had ignored the warning signs for months. Now the silent enemy had awakened, creeping through their walls while they slept. Flames flickered suddenly behind the curtains, bright and hungry. Heat pressed outward, the smell of burning would reaching their nostrils. Only then did they understand. The shepherd hadn't betrayed them. He had saved their baby before the fire could. A loud crack split the air as a wooden beam gave way, sending sparks showering onto the porch. The parents clutched their baby tightly, terror surging through their veins. Their home, every memory, every belonging, was being consumed before their eyes. The German shepherd barked frantically, circling them, pushing them farther from danger. His chest heaved, eyes locked on the blaze as if daring it to come closer. The father coughed as smoke rolled outward, stinging his throat and eyes. "We have to get help, now," he shouted, his voice raw with urgency. Someone dialed emergency services, their panicked voice carrying across the street. Sirens soon wailed in the distance, cutting through the night like a lifeline. The mother sobbed, clutching the baby to her chest. "He knew," she whispered, looking at the shepherd with tears streaming down her cheeks. "He knew before we did." The fire roared louder, consuming windows and doors, but the family was safe. And standing firm before them, their loyal dog had proven what no alarm ever could. His instinct was their salvation. Red and blue lights bathed the street as fire trucks screeched to a halt. Firefighters leapt into action, hoses uncoiling, water spraying in powerful streams against the hungry flames. Neighbors gathered at the curb, murmuring in disbelief at the unfolding chaos. The paramedic hurried toward the parents, ushering them to safety. The mother clung to her baby, her body shaking as the medic checked the infant's vitals. "She's stable," he reassured gently, shining a small light into the child's eyes. Relief washed over the mother, and tears spilled freely down her cheeks. The father wrapped an arm around them both, but his gaze lingered on the German shepherd. The dog sat a few feet away, chest rising and falling, his eyes glowing in the firelight. Despite the chaos, he remained calm, almost proud, as if he understood the weight of what he had done. Gasps rose from the crowd as word spread. The dog had saved the baby before the flames erupted. In that moment, fear melted into awe, and every eye turned toward the unlikely hero with respect. By dawn, the flames were finally under control. Smoke drifted into the pale morning sky, leaving behind the charred skeleton of what had once been their warm, lively home. The parents stood wrapped in blankets, their baby cradled safely between them. Though their house was gone, the most precious thing had been spared. The German shepherd sat faithfully at their side, his fur smudged with ash, eyes still sharp and watchful. The father knelt, pulling the dog close, his voice breaking. "You didn't just save our home. You saved our family." The shepherd licked his hand gently, tail thumping against the ground. The mother leaned down too, pressing her cheek to his head, whispering, "Our angel," with pause. Tears shimmered in her eyes. But this time they were tears of gratitude. Neighbors who had gathered clapped softly, some wiping away their own tears. Even the firefighters paused, exchanging nods of respect toward the heroic dog. From that day forward, the family vowed never to take his instincts for granted. He wasn't just their pet. He was their protector, their guardian, their silent hero who had turned terror into a miracle.